Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is prepositional phrase 13. The prepositional phrase today is ahead of the curve. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If one is ahead of the curve, he or she is changing with new, advanced ideas, methods, etc. before your competition or before your competitors get there, before they reach that point. So you're staying ahead of them. You're staying ahead of the curve. Okay, and of course, if you can do that, you should be successful, and you should always be able to stay above average if you can do that. All right, let's continue. They say this phrase first appeared in the 1970s during the Nixon administration. Many of Nixon's aides would try to anticipate news that was about to become generally known, probably reported in the mainstream media. The administration would try to announce it first and perhaps try to take advantage of this in some way. Perhaps maybe even try to take some credit for it, maybe saying something that the government did or some of their policies helped make some of this happen, especially if it was good news. Okay, let's continue. Others say the curve in this phrase may also refer to the power curve in flying. The power curve relates to speed changes that affect the engine according to factors of speed, altitude, winds, etc. A pilot needs to anticipate and stay ahead of the power curve in order to continue to fly level. Basically, if you cannot stay ahead of the curve, in flying, you could run into serious trouble. Okay, and like they say, one of the ways that could happen is that the engine could stall out, or I don't know, maybe you can have a sudden drop or something like that. So it's very important for pilots to stay ahead of the curve. Okay, and we just have a couple of examples here. Example number one: Apple was able to have renewed success after Steve Jobs returned as CEO. Remember, they originally pushed him out over a power struggle with a CEO. And then the company started to go down, wasn't returning. When they finally got him back, that's when they started to, prosper again. And this was mostly because, Steve Jobs, because he was able to stay ahead of the curve and beat out competitors with new advanced features. So that's why Apple suddenly became really big again. There was lines for, anytime there was new Apple out, whatever it was, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it just went on and on. You had many crowds of lines of people lined up for the new edition as it came out, because Steve Jobs was able to stay ahead of the curve, at least when he was still alive. And he left Apple some plans for, the future when he died, but, well, good luck to them in the future, because eventually they ran out of that. Number two, it is important for the military of powerful governments to stay ahead of the curve. Yeah, to keep up with the latest technology, make sure that some other countries their technology doesn't surpass yours. And, you might not be able to be able to overpower them at some point. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.